Hey everybody, mediacube podcast. Roman here, Ivan here. Hope you're all having a great time right now. Tonight we'll discuss a couple of exciting things. First one is how a channel can qualify to be applicable for branded integrations. And number two, we're going to go through some exciting news that YouTube generated this month in January.
Yeah.
Last month in January.
Yeah, right.
It's February right now. All right. So quite often we come across a request from our partner channels, which is pretty logical. Guys are asking us about branded deals. How can we get a branded deal? What should our channel be like? And come on, guys, give us more and more ads, which is nice and great. Everybody wants to monetize their art and creativity, and that's perfectly fine. However, you guys need to understand that actually not every channel can qualify for a branded deal. Why? Because brands count their money, and they want to see how your content, how your views, how your audience convert into sales, which is pretty simple and understandable.
Yeah, they're not looking for brand awareness. They're looking for
actions. It depends, actually. It depends, but still, even if a brand is looking for brand awareness, and brand awareness means that a brand wants to reach as many people as possible.
To form the top of mind.
Right, which means that if you have 3,000 views average, it's not the good way to promote a brand. So for brand awareness purposes. So right now we're going to go through some points and requirements to the channel to be qualified from our side to present your channel to our clients and to the brands we work with. So first one is, where are you located? This is very important. I mean, here not really much depends on you. I mean, this is just where you've been born and where you live, and where.
And possibly the most important issue is where your audience is located.
Your audience is, exactly. Right. So you may be living in Croatia, but you may be doing high quality Spanish content or English content, which means that you'll be perfectly okay. So countries and geographies. Here you need to understand one simple thing, that if it is a huge international brand, either digital or offline, doesn't really matter, they'll be looking to cover as much audience as possible, as many people as possible. And so they're mostly looking for YouTubers who are popular not within separate countries, but popular within linguistic locales. What do we mean under linguistic locales? Is, for example, the English-speaking world. Here we have the United States of America, Australia, Canada. It happens so, and if you create content in English, you understand, I'm sure, that no matter where you actually are based, even in Australia, if your content is popular, then most of the traffic will be coming from the United States. Why? Because there are 300 million people living there, compared to the UK, where
if we don't take into account the Indian region, right?
Yeah, if we don't take into account India, exactly. But so, like, people living in the English-speaking world are more lucky in this respect. So this is important.
Yeah. So what types of content are normally on demand from brands?
This is interesting because it actually depends on the product and on the brand. Some universal things, I don't know, like drinks or clothes, apparel. They're definitely looking for big channels with big audiences, and then they target age.
Yeah.
So the more views you have, the better. not even subscriptions, but we're going to dwell on this later on a bit.
And these brands that you've just enumerated is only, I think, about the influencer himself or herself.
Right. This is about brand awareness, definitely. There's still no instrument and no formula of how to correlate placement within the content of a big influencer to a rise in sales. So they can just see that, all right, so we see the rise in sales, but whether it is a result of a placement within an influencer's content or some other ways of communication. So there's no exact formula, no exact attribution of this rise in sales to influencer marketing. But still, there is correlation, and everybody knows and understands this. So, and yeah, obviously this is more about brand awareness, but it actually depends on the product and on the brand. This is what I started from. If it is something universal, then the more views you have, the better. The more audience you have, the better. But if it is a super niche content with super engaged audience, you can also qualify easily for a branded deal. For example,
even if you do not gain thousands of
views, hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, yeah, sure.
Exactly. For example, you have a channel about how to master English. And you have, let's say, 10,000 views average. And you have hundreds of comments, a lot of likes, and even dislikes, what is called engagement rate. And you will qualify for a branded deal from language schools, or language apps, whatever. They are interested in what is called micro-influencers with super engaged audience. Well, actually, figures show that for such like niche products, micro-influencers work even better in terms of ROI than bigger guys.
It's not about brand awareness. It's in the first place about the actions with the link in the description.
Exactly. It's all about CDRs and sales. So if you're making content about music, then and don't have many views, still music schools, music apps are okay for you, and you're okay for them. So yeah, let's get back to geography. So the English-speaking world, Russian-speaking locale, which is also huge, about 200 million people. No matter where you live, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, they still understand Russian. And number three, well, actually number two, I'd put Russian-speaking locale to number three. Number two is Latin America, Spanish-speaking locale. If you are from a small country, say Croatia, for us as an agency within a multi-channel network, and if you're a partner within a multi-channel network, it will be pretty hard to find a branded deal for you.
Actually, we do have Croatian creators in our network.
I know. In this respect, what you can do is you can either try to localize your content to a wider linguistic locales.
If this type of content is appropriate for wider localizations.
Right, exactly. You can watch one of our previous videos where we discussed it in more detail. Right. It'll be placed right here. In this respect, we would like to, but unfortunately we cannot help you. In this respect, you can just be attentively reading your emails, and probably some of your local Croatian brands will try to reach out for you to make a branded deal.
Right. So in this particular case, I think the creator himself or herself can find a a deal for the channel, and we can
we can help with all the rest.
With the accounting, right?
With accounting, documents, contracts, payments, we can take all the stuff, all the processes. Yeah, exactly. So if you're in a small country and you have incoming offers quite often, and you don't know what to do with them, don't hesitate to contact us. We'll account everything for you.
Yeah.
So geography is number one. The more people speak your language, the better. Let's put it this way.
But if you're big in your country, so you can just take all the deals that are coming in.
This is what happens probably, yeah. But if you're in a small country, then it'll be pretty logical for brands to contact you directly.
I think it's a very common situation for Scandinavian countries, where there is content in Finnish or in Swedish.
Yeah.
And there are pretty big YouTubers who are making content in the local language. And I think they're just superstars for brands there.
Absolutely, but this is their own business,
Yeah, that's right.
We just cannot interfere.
Yeah. Sometimes they're not even interested in monetizing their YouTube channels because they make a lot of money from integrations.
Right. So these are direct contacts between creators and brands within their small territories. Yeah. And you put it absolutely right. We can just help with accounting.
Yeah.
And take all this job to our side. So geography is number one. Now, the question you asked, content. What content works for brands, what not? Again, it depends on the product and on the brand. But ultimately, all types of content will work.
Yeah.
But there are types of content that work better and that actually work better on YouTube, helping you get more views and hence helping you get more branded deals.
Yeah, that's right.
So these are definitely entertainment. Content's popular within 18 to 24 year olds. This is universal. Mm-hmm. Like brands would contact us for such like channels quite often. Mm-hmm. Like challenges, pranks, pop science experimentation.
Yeah.
Like no nerd pop science, which is also okay actually, but we get more offers to pop science experimentations, experiments, and stuff like that. If there is a new product or an update to an older product in the market, brands like Samsung, for instance, or Xiaomi, they're reaching out to influencers all over the world because they're global. And definitely they're sending their to be released product to influencers first to unpack and test and share their opinion. So really tech reviews and unpackings work very good. Some of them are just interested in barter deals, but this is not something influencers are usually interested in. And this is where we actually interfere. Like from time to time, I would have offers from tech brands saying, hey, we have a great computer or something, like a great PC to be released. We're going to send it to an influencer, let him talk about this and share what's good and what's not, what's good.
Especially what's good.
Yeah. But no money here. This is something they would ask for. We always, at all times, would say no. No way. Yeah. We can help sending this product back to you if you don't want to leave it with an influencer. But influencers' reputation and audience have to be paid for.
That's right.
So we always try to make brands aware that, hey guys, reviewing things is actually part of their job. They're not reviewing things for the sake of things. They're reviewing things for the sake of making their living and earning money. They're
reviewing things for the sake of things and money.
Yeah. So barter deals don't work, actually. But anyway, tech reviews are perfectly well. you'd always have offers if you're doing tech reviews.
Yeah, that's right.
Tech reviews in science and technology, content for a bit older audience, like 18 to 24, maybe to 35, who buy things a lot, or who make decisions to buy things for their families.
Yeah, by the way, just talking about the tech reviews and something like that, it has been a poll that said that there are over 70% of those who are buying goods.
Yeah.
They are buying it after watching videos on YouTube.
Right, exactly. YouTube influencing is huge.
Yeah.
So if you're making tech reviews, go ahead, continue developing your channel.
Yeah. Sometimes you will open your own factory where you're going to
could be
to produce some gadgets or like that.
Yeah. Well, definitely if you're doing fashion vlogs, and if they're popular, fashion brands would contact you as well. But fashion
Same
brands...
thing I think about vlogging content.
Yeah, but we discussed this a bit earlier, like fashion brands are now more about Instagram rather than YouTube,
yeah, that's right.
but we hope the situation will change.
Yeah. We've been talking about this here.
Right. Cooking is also a nice thing. Like there are a lot of food brands out there, global and international, that are interested in promoting their products within influencers. Interviews and podcasts. This is a bit difficult because, actually, this vertical, this genre itself is very spread right now. There are a lot of interviewers and a lot of podcasts out there, like ours. But brands have a huge choice.
Yeah.
And if we try to count superstars within this type of content, there are really few. Mm-hmm. Like this content is pretty hard to promote because there are so many creators doing this.
Yeah.
And so hence, it'll be pretty hard for you to get popular with this content and hence get branded deals.
Yeah. Let's be honest. This is kind of one of the most simple ways you do not need to create an idea of making a channel. You just need to be interesting. And if you are already a star and you are trying to diversify your content, you just launch your podcasting.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's going to be huge. And
if you have if you already have have an audience.
Right.
Like this is a great example with Kuji podcast in Russia.
The same thing with Danila Poperechny.
Or Danila. Like Kuji podcast, before they started on YouTube, they had a huge audience on VK. VK is one of the top, actually, it used to be the top Russian social network.
I think it's still.
Still, could be. Yeah. So like they had a huge audience on VK and they just moved to YouTube and their audience migrated to YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's why their podcast became popular at once. Mm-hmm. But if you're starting from scratch and choose podcasts or interviews as the type of content you want to make, it's going to be challenging.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Right.
It's a very long form format, and you need to love those who you see in order to watch all those 30, 40, 1 hour long videos.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Or it has to be super interesting or engaging.
Right, exactly.
We're trying to do this. Yeah.
So summing up, actually, any content would do, but if it's more universal, it's better for global or universal brands. If it's more niche, it's better for niche products. So universal content is better for brand awareness. Niche micro-influencers are better for conversions and sales and digital. Next up is number of views. This is important.
Sorry, Evan, I'm just one more thing that you haven't touched upon. I think games is one of the biggest niche here on YouTube, and I think you need to give more specifics on what kind of gaming content it has to be, whether it need to have the voiceover, or whether it needs to have the influencer to be on the screen while playing something.
It actually depends. I'd suggest making a separate podcast about
gaming content.
Gaming content and branded integrations within gaming content, because this is a separate universe.
Yeah,
really.
Right.
There are PC titles, AAA titles, there are mobile casual titles, and they all require different type of content. So, right, moving on. Number of views, this is important. We discussed it a bit earlier as well in one of our first videos. Brands do not pay attention to subscriptions, they just don't care. What they care about is an average amount of views you've been having last, usually month, like your last 5-6 videos. Why? Because brands want to predict the result. They have their own metrics of how their views convert into sales, and they want to predict. Like if you have 10,000 views in one video and 100,000 views on the second video, it'll be pretty hard to sell your content.
Right.
Because it is pretty hard to predict the eventual result, the outcome. So the more stable views you have, the better. When we're showing your channel to a potential customer, he or she will see that, all right, we can definitely say that our video will gain no less than 50,000 views. This is easy because like the guy had 45,000 views on his last video and 55,000 views in the video before that. So it is pretty easy to predict and much easier to sell. Regarding the minimum amount of average views, again, it depends on the niche. It depends on the niche, exactly. But I'd say 30-40K is an optimal number. But there are cases when we're cooperating with channels, especially on a regular basis with brands that have less views. Like they may have 10,000 or 15,000 views, but their audience is so engaged that brands are interested in cooperation with them over and over again.
Yeah, right.
So it really depends. But generally speaking, 30-40K views average is
enough to get into the branded deal.
Yeah.
If these views are stable.
If the views are stable. But even if they're not stable, we have various flexible solutions, and we negotiate with brands as well. I mean, it's just easier for us and for a creator to apply for a branded deal if he or she has stable views. If not, there can be CPM model. Or other models. Mixed model, yeah. I don't have time for this right now, but if you're interested, drop us a comment. We'll talk about this in more detail in one of our next videos. One more very important thing is how often you post your videos. The more regular, the better. This is better for YouTube. This is better for your content.
Yeah.
This is better for brands as well. Like 1 video per week is super great. There can be more.
Yeah, I think 2 videos per week.
2 videos per week. It depends on the content.
Super great. Yeah, it's great. 3 videos per week is super
great. The more the better.
1 video is the least that you should.
The least. Yeah.
Should upload on YouTube.
Quality of content. Again, this is important for you as a creator on YouTube, and this is important for brands as well. Great thumbnails, quality content.
Yeah.
And also,
if you really do not have these things, you will not gain many big audience. I think.
Exactly. There's also one interesting issue. I would not include it into this point, like quality content, but a lot of brands pay great attention to brand safety issues. Like their marketologists have a clear vision of their customers. And sometimes the channel can be great, the content can be great and appropriate for the brand, and there may be a lot of views. But a creator would use foul language, for instance, or promote hatred, or say, I hate you all, fuck you all, like stuff like this. And although he may be a perfect influencer, say for a brand, from all other perspectives, their brand safety issues would say them no.
You're right.
So
sometimes I think there are pretty many brands who are interested in guys like that.
On the
it
other
depends
hand,
on the product. Yeah.
On the other hand, yes, those brands that are risky.
Yeah, kind of.
And hooligan.
Hooligan.
Yeah. They go for this, but we've had a couple of cases when brands were dissatisfied with the contents precisely because of the brand safety issues. They had a lot of views and a lot of conversions, but they would email us later and say, "Hey, he used this word. No, we're unicorns. We don't approve of that."
I remember the case. It's not our case, but it was a branded deal with a big Russian singer. I'm kind of rapper. I'm not sure.
Everybody knows Morgenstern in the world.
How to name him? Yeah. And he was promoting one of the gaming titles. Yeah, and it was just something that no one expected. Neither the brand nor the agency. He was running this campaign because it was just some hateful speech about his past and the blackout for several minutes. Yeah. And he just showed the money that brand gave him. Yeah. And then the brand wanted to remove this video from YouTube. And
but
it was
they had a fucking lot of conversions.
That's right.
And fucking lot of sales.
Yeah. Possibly.
But despite this, they wanted to remove the video.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because, it's those brand safety issues that you've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably the last one is the length of videos. Brand integrations on YouTube are usually no less than 60 seconds. So if maybe 30 seconds, but average is 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds. So if your videos are like 2 minutes long, then definitely there's no reason in making a 60-second ad within your or integration within your content. Most preferable minimum is I'd say 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think this is something that many YouTubers do by default. Yeah. Because you can put several ad breaks to the content that is longer than 8 minutes now. It used to be 10 minutes before August, I guess, or summer 2020. Now it's 8 minutes and longer. And I think this is all big YouTubers do by default.
Yeah, that's it. Basically, you've just gone through the most spread criteria to make your content qualify for a branded deal.
Yeah.
For a branded deal. Right, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them to our comment section. We'll answer all of them. And go join mediacube network. We're going to have something for you in terms of branded deals. Right, next up, let's probably quickly go through some YouTube updates that have been released in January. Right, so first is default ads.
I think we can't say that it's the kind of default ads. It's just the default option that is not removed by YouTube. And it's just when you turn on the monetization on your video, you will have the ticked box with the ad after the video by default. You can just turn off this option when you upload the video, or you can turn off this option later when the video has already been uploaded or made public.
Wow, yeah, I see. Another new feature is YouTube Voice Assistant.
Yeah, have anyone tried this out? I think it's a pretty good way to find content, and I've just tried it, and it works pretty great.
Right.
I think it's especially interesting for TVs. Because when you have voice assistant, you can just tell something to your remote control and you will find it. But because, kind of difficult on the TV screen to find something.
Yeah. to type in your request.
Yeah.
Inquiry, I'm sorry. All right. There's also a new type of analytics available, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I think it's one of the very interesting updates that YouTube introduced to YouTube Analytics, when you can analyze the first 24 hours of how video was doing, and you can compare it towards other videos.
Yeah.
Because first 24 hours are the most important from the point of view of later promotion, organic promotion by YouTube algorithms, and that's why it's a very good thing. It's a very good way to understand how your videos are doing from the point of view of first 24 hours after it went public.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's a very interesting update, and we are already using it within our YouTube Analytics team, and sometimes it's pretty helpful to understand what to introduce into the content and what changes should be made in order to make it work better.
Yeah, how to fine-tune it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And also I want to talk about alternative monetization trick scheme, discovered by mediacube, actually, or one of our partners.
Yeah, we've actually discovered it not so long ago, and we are just trying to talk to YouTube about this issue, and they are aware of it, and they're trying to get rid of it as soon as possible.
So what's the deal?
So everyone knows that from the point of view of finding some trick schemes, the Asian guys are the smartest ones. And especially the guys from Vietnam. So we had several partners who were doing the following. They just turned on the super chats and sponsorships on the videos, memberships. They just loaded a lot of money into it, something like from $5,000 to $10,000 US dollars, and they got this money from YouTube, from AdSense or from us. It depends. And it depends on whether the channel is linked to a network or not. And after that, they just started to recall their transactions, saying that they have not been authorized properly. For example, it was made by kids or something like that. Okay. And they just get all the money back. So it means that they just they just had the double payment for doing nothing. They just launched the live stream with lots of super chats, or they just made sponsorships with the highest tier of payment. I think it's about $50 per one transaction, and this is what they do. And YouTube does not really know how to deal with it yet, but this is something that works currently. They told us that they have the working scheme of how to authorize the payments, of how to find out whether it's going to be this kind of bad actor or not. But it still works, and many of bad actors, so to say, are using the scheme in order to get more money from YouTube.
I see. Yeah, Asian guys hacked YouTube.
Yeah,
man,
they always do.
Now we'll have to. Now we'll have to live with this. Let's think it over. We'll be winding up. Thank you guys for watching us. If you have anything to say, shoot your comments, and see you in a week. It was mediacube Podcast, Rome and Ivan. Bye, see you soon.
See ya.